The World Watch List is the annual list looking at the 50 countries in the world where it is most difficult to follow Jesus. The rankings are determined by looking at both pressure and violence. There are 6 components to determine the pressure and the violence in a particular country. Each of these components is given a score out of 16 2/3. When you add up the 6 scores, you arrive at a total number out of 100. This final number determines a country's ranking. The first 5 components determine a country's pressure score. Private life. This is determined by looking at factors like the freedom to private prayer, the right to freedom of thought and conscience, the right to convert to a faith of one's choosing, the freedom to read books and religious literature, the freedom of access to media and information. Next is family life. This is calculated by asking, is there the freedom to live a Christian lifestyle with one's family? How is one discriminated, harassed, and persecuted by one's own family because of religious faith? Community life is the next component. This examines cultural factors like clothing codes, level of monitoring by one's community, kidnapping, forced marriage, increased pressure to renounce minority religious beliefs, discrimination in working life, obstruction of business for religious reasons, access to healthcare and education. National life also impacts the pressure score of a country. This is determined by seeing if Christians are granted legal rights, the rights to an unbiased judicial process, equal treatment by the government, fair participation in public life. Church life is a critical component to determining pressure. We ask questions like, can Christian churches conduct their business? Do churches have the opportunity to openly celebrate, worship, pray, and praise together? Are there obstacles for Christians to gather? Are churches able to freely and fairly register with the government? Does the government monitor churches? Are church leaders and their families harassed? Can Christians live out their ethical beliefs in their family and marriage? And finally, violence contributes to a country's ranking in the World Watch List. Researchers consider the following: serious physical violence against Christians, unjust and extended house arrest, gross damage to Christians' property, the number of cases of violent crime against Christians, serious damage to churches and buildings, extended and unjust imprisonment, detention without trial, kidnapping, rape and sexual assault or harassment. These factors are all determined and combined to come up with a final score. Then the countries are ranked and compiled into the annual World Watch List. For more information and to download the latest World Watch List, visit opendoorsusa.org/World Watch List.